Hello and welcome, it's Rooflemonger with another tips and tricks guide for Injustice 2, this time for Scarecrow. If you saw a CEO tournament recently, you know Scarecrow took the whole thing and it was very hyped to watch. Scarecrow, he's not a low tier hero, but let's say a mid tier hero. And congratulations to Whiteboy for taking the whole thing, it was very fantastic to watch. So, the very baby basics of Scarecrow, he's got fantastic range on a lot of stuff. He's a spacing and footsies character, absolutely. He's not rushed down, he doesn't got any 50-50s. He barely has overheads to begin with, let alone lows. He just has great range, which you want to abuse. And he hits like a damn truck. Like a very simple combo for him would be something like this. And that's absolutely fantastic damage. Like, there's no two ways about it. He hits like a damn truck. So we're going to be going over this, and I'll have little notations, timestamps in the overview for YouTube. We're going to be going over some stuff like his plus on block tools, his tick throw scenario, some neat little gimmicks, and a bunch of other stuff. So anyways, that said, let's get to it. So first up, I want to mention his plus on block tools. Most characters have stuff that's plus on block, and if you're unfamiliar with the term, it just means when they block, it is still your turn. So if you were to both hit your down ones right after the block, yours would win out. So he has three main plus on block tools, and they're all pretty fantastic. One is his sweep. So his sweep, unlike most sweeps, is plus on block. It's only +1, so it's not the biggest deal in the world. But considering, you know, the range it can hit from, as we can see here, in fact, it's still plus. And if you do it in front of someone's face, you can bully with down one, which is just, it's great. It's nice to have a plus on block sweep, and it's very rare to have something like that in any fighting game. Now next up, this is one of his best tools, and it's +2 on block. It's his 1-2-3 string. So it has starts with a high, which is, you know, not the best, but has a low in the middle of it, and has the mid ender. And this is +2. So once again, if you were to hit down one right afterwards, if they hit any button, your down one's gonna win. So this is quite good because it has a self-contained combo. So if we take off the block, it's just a very easy combo into the command throw, which does a good, respectable chunk of meterless damage. So it's a good tool to bully with, especially say you just toss up down one, then immediately go into it. So if it hits, they have no recourse but to block it. And if then it hits, great, you get a free command throw. And if it doesn't hit, then it's still your turn. You can toss out another down one, you can toss out another 1-2-3, world's your oyster. Now, the most important one, and one of the cornerstones of the character, is the fearferno. Fearferno is this move. In some other games, we tend to call this move Reppuken, and then fearferno meter burn would be double Reppuken. So this move is +6 on block. So not only is it still your turn, it's massively your turn. You can start busting out things other than down one, just to keep them in check. So it's a great tool just to, it is, like if you were to do something like this, as long as you got bar, it is never not your turn. And you can just work them all the way to the corner and deal quite a bit of chip. And so what makes this move doubly so fantastic is it's +6 on block, so like we said before, it's heavily your turn if they block it. And if it's mid-screen, it's got respectable corner push and decent little bit of damage. And any fearferno in the corner leads to big damage. And that was even without a starter, right? So it's his best tool. It's gonna be what you spend bar on most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time. And it's just a friggin' fantastic tool. That said, I got one more little tip about the fearferno. Now, this next thing about the fearferno, it's not the biggest deal in the world, but it absolutely is a nice little trick to know, and it's pretty helpful to know, is that it actually beats projectiles. In that, I have Robin here set to do the birdarang. If I were to hit it with the fearferno, it just is gone. So it's just a good little thing to let people know, like, hey, respect the fact I know this, and there is some timing involved, sadly. As you can see here, I botched it a couple times. But it's like, respect the fact I know I can do this, and you're just not going to zone me out for free all day long. Because I can just swap those out of the air and build bar myself. just a handy little tool. It's an extra little benefit. And the second wave of fearferno, if you were to EX it, also knocks out projectiles. However, I highly suggest please don't spend bar on just knocking out a projectile. Save your bar for something much better than that. Anyways, that was just a little tip about the properties of the fearferno. Now, a quick note about his combo starters. So he has quite a few normal combo starters. He has like 1, 2, 2, 2, back 1, 2, forward 1, 3, back 2, 2, 3, and so on and so forth. But the thing about this is most of these are hideously slow. Like back 2, the starter, I believe is 17 frames. Yeah, 17 frames. And one of the other forward advancing startups here, the forward 1, which is one of his best starters, don't get me wrong, is also north of 20 frames. So you can't be doing these moves in people's faces because you'll just get knocked out of it. His only options when you're roughly in this range up close to people is down 1, which can combo into fearferno. So you can get like a little fearferno combo. It's not much, but you know, take what you can get. That comes in at 6 frame startup. And that's tied for fastest down 1 in the game, on top of having the fantastic range. He has stand 1, which leads into that 1, 2, 3 we talked about earlier. That comes in at 8 frames. And we have stand 2, which comes in at 9 frames. Now, stand 2, just a quick note, stand 2 has trouble comboing into the death spin mid-screen. Did so fine in the corner, but so all you're really going to get off that mid-screen is the breath attack. So just please keep in mind, I know like this and this are the really cool combo starters, but if you're trying to do it in someone's faces, you're going to lose. So you got to rely on your faster tools. So please keep that in mind, because otherwise you're going to be taking a lot of damage. Now, a quick thing to mention is his Fear Breath move, this guy. That's back forward 2. So it's usually your best meterless combo ender for 2 reasons. So it doesn't do the most damage, to be the death spin. But what it does is, 1, it leaves them standing, and you at massive advantage on hit. So if we look at the move here, see here, you're 20 frames of advantage on hit. So you can bully with a forward 1, 3, or say a forward 2 afterwards, or what have you. But just to be known that it's basically still your turn when it connects. So that's great. And now the other property, which not a lot of people actually know about, is it actually drains meter. So have a look here at Robin's meter. So if we hit him, like, he'll gain a little bar, which is normal. But look at after the hit. See here, his bar's actually going down a little bit. Now, it ain't a lot, but meter is what every character needs to fight in this game. Meter is the most important thing in this game. So the fact that you can even take away a little bit is utterly fantastic. And the second reason why you want to end all your meterless combos with the breath. Now, to go into one of the most fun aspects of this character, he has a command throw. And it's not one of those lame command throws like Ivy or Harley where it hits high or whatever. It's a real command throw like Swamp Thing or Bane has. And because he has a real command throw, he also has fun setups like Bane and Swamp Thing where he can nab you on block. Now, there's only really 2 buttons that let you do this, but they're 2 of your better buttons, so it works out great. So, just a note about command throw, it can only combo on airborne opponents, naturally. So, like stand 1, 2, 3. That last hit hits them airborne, so it combos. So something like forward 1, 3, it would whiff. But anyway, so say we're going to set our guy up to block. So if I do forward 1, 3, whiff. If I do back 2, 2, 1, whiff. But he has 2 normals that do great for this. So down 1, which is one of his main buttons, and you're going to be hitting it a lot, absolutely is a tick grab into the command throw. So once again, down 1 is a tick throw into the command grab. So there's that, and there's down 2, the uppercut. Is another tick throw on the command grab. Now, what's fantastic about the down 2 in particular is, say we did down 1 command grab and it hit, right? You can't throw anyone and hit stun. That's just one of the rules of the game. No throws and hit stun. that down 2 launches. And remember what we said about them being in an airborne state? So that means that when they are launched, if I can do this properly, it combos. It's a natural combo. So on block or on hit, either way, you are going to get the command throw. Now, as we hear, you can't be too far away. You got to be fairly close because it's going to whiff otherwise. So we do it beside them. Then we get it. So it's a great tool in the corner, for example. And mid-screen, if you know you're beside them and they're just going to be passive, then that's another way you can go for it. Now that said, just because it combos out on block doesn't mean it's free. So if you're unaware, so we're going to set this back to block. And we're going to set a reversal on to backdash. So if you see here, the foe will backdash after a block. So if they backdash it, it ain't going to come out. Well, it'll come out rather, but it ain't going to connect. So if they backdash or jump right after the block, they're going to avoid it. Now, this in and of itself is a guessing game, so say we know he's going to backdash, right? Then we can do something like this. And catch the backdash. So it's done, once you establish it, it's a multi-layer guessing game basically, but it's just a friggin' fantastic tool, and like so few characters have it. In reality, like it's basically him, Swamp Thing, and Bane. That's it. That have these kind of tools, and having command grab's great. Having a real command grab, not one of those fake ones that Harley and Ivy have, is great. And it's just a fantastic tool to use and absolutely abuse. You need to make this a cornerstone of your offense if you're playing Scarecrow. Now, I mentioned earlier about how most of the bargain I want to spend is on the EX fearferno, which is still correct. But the other thing to keep in mind to spend bar on is his EX scythe grab. So, regular scythe grab, it ain't much. Combo ender fodder rather. But the EX is pretty fantastic because, and real quick before we go into depth, it's also really fantastic at building up that trait, as all gas moves do build up your trait. What it is it leaves you a massive advantage on hit. It's over 20 frames advantage on hit, meaning you have over a full third of a second before the enemy can really react to what's going on. So it's a perfect example. We went over the tick throws earlier. So you can just take a little step forward and do a tick throw, for example. So it hit, so it didn't come through, but they have no real recourse other than block what's going on. They can't really react. So we can do our tick throw attempts, and now once we mentioned the mind games about the tick throw, so say they expect that. You can do other things. Once this hits, you can force them into a situation where they just have to block. And that's free chip for you, and once again, we have that string. That's advantage on block, so once that happens, you get the EX in, you did this, and it's still your turn, and you can keep stealing turns over and over and over until they have to do something risky about it to get their turn back from you. So it's a great pressure tool. It's one of the few examples in this game where, say you started your combo with an EX and burned a bar, I would not be afraid to end in this and burn the other bar, because you're not doing it for the damage, you're doing it for the opportunity to keep the pressure on. So the EX is just a great way to get into combos if you can afford the bar, because you can just keep the pressure on like crazy with tick throw setups, pressure setups. You can do maybe something gimmicky to scare them, but all in all, it's just great. Alright, and to cap off the video, let's end off in a fun little corner gimmick. So, I have a combo video up on site, whatever, enough shilling about that, it'll be at the end of the video, but a lot of his combos in the corner, if you say the EX fearferno route, have reps of stand 2. Here, you get a lot of them. So he does have another string that's stand 2-2-4-3, which is this. So we're going to utilize that in the combo here. So what just happened there is, due to the nature of the way that combo knocks someone down, when you dash you can corpse hop them, and you've actually just switched sides. So when you do this jump, they actually have to be blocking now as if they were in this side. So not only do you get that jump, you actually get a combo from it. which you can then EX into the pressure, as we mentioned earlier, with the EX scythe grab, or just leave it. That's 300 damage. That's certainly not bad. And that stacks with the damage we just did in the combo before it. So it's a great way to help close out a round, and it'll almost get everyone the first time guaranteed, because we all know like Harley Quinn has tricks like that, but not really Scarecrow. So the first time someone sees that, you're almost guaranteed to get it. Now, in successive tries, it ain't gonna work, but like I said, it's a fun little gimmick. Anyways, that's kind of everything we have for Scarecrow right now. I hope this video found you well. Scarecrow's very fun. I'm glad he got kind of put on the map, because he was definitely a slept-on character. And I hope all this can kind of help your enjoyment of the character, because he's very fun. He plays very, the fighting game term would be honest. When you win with a Scarecrow, you just win. You didn't gimmick the guy out. You didn't do 50-50 coin flips or nothing like that. You won because you played better. And if you like that style of play, this is your guy. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. Go out and play some Injustice 2.